Rabbi, how am I going to do Shavuot this year? Said a woman who I spoke to and wanted to see how she's doing living by herself during this time. She's been going to shul for decades and she just could not fathom the idea of having a Shavuot without synagogue, without community, without friends, without reading the Torah together. And it really moved me to hear how much community, what a great role community plays in the celebration and observance of Shavuot, and I wanted to make sure to respond to her. So I told her, you know what, I'm gonna make a video and I'm gonna tell you how you can try and make a meaningful Shavuot even during this pandemic and even while keeping to the rules, staying home and staying safe. So here are a few ideas on how to observe Shavuot at home. So first of all, you want to prepare, and just like in synagogue, we have beautiful flowers. You may want to prepare flowers at home. If that's added risk in terms of delivery, don't do it. So you can either order flowers in a safe way, or you can make flowers from colorful napkins. You can get pictures. You can print out pictures of flowers. Make sure there is a floral abundance as you set your home for Shavuot. Make sure you have green themes out, and it could be a green tablecloth, it could be a flowery tablecloth. Make sure the house looks like, just like Har Sinai on that first year, filled with flowers and celebration. Second thing you can do, obviously, what Jewish holiday would be a holiday without food? And so you can make sure to prepare. So it can be cheesecakes. It can be, some people make certain things that are the shape of the tablets. Some people make a Har Sinai cake. Others will make certain foods that their grandparents had. It could be matzah balls. Whatever it is that you feel makes it a unique holiday in terms of food, make sure you prepare that food and do so in a way that makes you happy and connects to the meaning of the day. The next thing you would want to do is, most important, is to prepare the learning side of things. What are you going to read? What are you going to learn? Here are the options. You can have a reading of the book of Ruth. Make sure you do the book of Ruth. Prepare resources, things that you're going to read Shavuot night. You don't have to stay up all night. If you can stay up all night all by yourself, wow. But otherwise, you can just learn into the night until you are tired. And so make sure you prepare materials, print things out, look at books that you want to line up for that night, and really make sure it's a meaningful experience. Before Shavuot, everyone wants to know what to do about Yizkor. Yizkor, the very important prayer that's said on Shavuot, can be said on your own. And so make sure you have the text of Yizkor for the holiday. What a lot of synagogues are doing, including our synagogue, is having a Yizkor before the holiday begins. And so if the holiday if sunset is at 8 o'clock, you have a 6:30 Yizkor, and that is something that you can join virtually and stream online, connect via telephone. Those are things that you can do to make sure you observe Yizkor. So you can participate both in the virtual Yizkor before the holiday, and you can say it, make sure to say it on the holiday with the text. And you can also, I just spoke to a rabbi in Vienna who told me that some people are considering doing a Yizkor after the holiday, since in the times of the Beit HaMikdash, there were 7 days after the holiday that people got to catch up and make sure that they brought whatever sacrifice or korban to the Beit HaMikdash, whatever fruit they wanted to bring in the 7 days following Shavuot. So there are 3 Yizkor options: before, during, and after. And so if that's something that you're saying, please make sure to connect to that. Another thing you would want to do before the holiday is called Rooftop. Since the holiday this year comes out Thursday night, Friday, and Shabbat, you want to be able to cook on Yom Tov, which is permitted, for Shabbat. So when we cook from Yom Tov for Shabbat, we make a Rooftop Shilin. Take a look in the description box. You'll see a link to all the information you need about a Rooftop Shilin. But make sure you have a matzah and a hard-boiled egg, or something that, a food that's not perishable and you can put in the side, and make sure you make an Eruv Tavshilin. Once the holiday comes in, obviously there's the Shavuot songs you can sing. There's the learning you can do after the meal, after you have your cheesecake or your cheese blintzes or whatever it is. You can engage in learning. If you have someone else with you, even better. But even if not, you can make sure you have the favorite thing you like learning. And learning takes place on the night of Shavuot. In the morning, some people say akdamot, special prayer for Shavuot. If that's something that you are accustomed to doing, make sure you do that. And most importantly, don't forget, the 10 Commandments are read. So make sure you have with you the 10 Commandments, which should be in any Chumash, and make sure that you read the 10 Commandments, the book of Shmot, Exodus chapter 20. So that is also something you want to do. Then you want to also read the book of Ruth. Make sure you have the book of Ruth with you. After you've done the Shachrit, the Musaf, the praying of everything in between, and also making sure you read the 10 Commandments and the book of Ruth. Then you have you make Kiddush, you have your meal, and now it's Friday afternoon. Friday afternoon, make sure you make your make sure you start preparing for Shabbat. You made your Rooftop Shilin. Big news, you are allowed to make an early Shabbat even on Yom Tov. So if you want to make an early Shabbat, if sun sets for you at 8 o'clock, find out what the earliest time you can make Shabbat is. Go on zmanim.com and find out what time it is that you can make a Shabbat already. If you want to make it early at 7 o'clock, that's great. You make Kiddush and you light candles. Whether you're making early Shabbat or not, Shabbat candles must be lit before sunset. So either way, you're kind of pushing a little bit early and making a somewhat early Shabbat. That is Shabbat. Then on Shabbat, you have both a Yom Tov and a Shabbat, which means that you pray the prayers of Yom Tov. You say the Kiddush of Yom Tov with the inserts for Shabbat. You do that, and Shabbat is both Ritzei and Ya'aleh V'Yavo. It has both the prayers of Shabbat and of Yom Tov. And very important, also on both days of Shavuot, don't forget to say Hallel. Between Shachrit and Musaf, you have Hallel. And so it's a hybrid. It's Shabbat and Yom Tov. And make sure you do that. Usually the second day is more relaxed, more chilled out. Have your learning, reading materials, and Havdalah is regular. So you have the candle, the besamim, the grape juice. That is that. If you have any questions, comments, additions, if you think there's anything I forgot or I should add, please let me know in the comments. And otherwise, most importantly, the mitzvah of Shavuot is v'samachta b'chagecha. Be happy on your holiday. Find a way to be happy. There's a special mitzvah to drink at least a cup of wine. Don't go crazy, but you're supposed to have some wine on the holiday. V'samachta b'chagecha should be a happy holiday, a good holiday, only good things, and God willing, next year in the synagogue with everyone in a world that has defeated COVID, that is healthy and safe for all. Till then, let's stay and stick to the rules. Wishing you a very happy Shavuot.